Good morning, my people. You're welcome to today's political broadcast. Today is the 21st of October, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Now, there's an important information I want you to see from the Guardian newspapers. Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa governments will jointly establish a tri-state electricity market and acquire equity in future energies in Africa. Maybe if you don't understand it, let me read it like this again. Northwest governors bet 50 billion naira on Nigeria's first tri-state electricity market. In today's Nigeria, in today's political structure, when we talk about development, regions need to look inwards. I will take the Southeast, for example. The Southeast, we are saying that we need a port, a functioning port. Let me tell you, it is the responsibility of Southeast governors, Southeast politicians, Southeast billionaires, 80% or even 70% to establish an economic hub in the Southeast, not the responsibility of the federal government under this political structure we find ourselves in. I repeat, it is the responsibility, primary responsibility of Southeast governors, Southeast politicians, Southeast billionaires and stakeholders to create an economic hub, a thriving economic hub in the East, other than the federal government. Because most of the times, we point hands to the federal government and say the federal government is not doing what it needs to do. Okay? Lekki Deep Sea Port, go and look at it. What was the input of the Lagos State government? And the input of PPP, private-public partnership. Private-public partnership responsible for over 70% of funds channeled into that Lagos deep sea port. Now, if you want to start complaining that Lagos, they are using federal government to make money, most of our Igbo billionaires, they use federal government to make money. Priority different. Southwest region, priority different. The agenda different. Southeast region, the politicians, the stakeholders and all have view in the Southeast. Priority different, agenda different. If you look at them critically, you know that one has designed its region for progress. One has designed its region. You see, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I look at Northwest governors. Now they are becoming smart. They are bringing in 50 billion naira to invest in electricity to make sure they utilize electricity in their region, in that northwest. You see it, northwest. I think Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina, northwest. So that region is looking at the brighter future. When it comes to the Southeast, what is the Southeast doing? Do we have Southeast governors meeting? The economic whatever they were going to plan. They were going to bring Okonjo-Iweala and other guys to come and plan the economic whatever of the Southeast. What are they doing critically? See, I'm an Igbo man that needs to think ahead. I don't think like every other person. Because if you are living in a certain way, or you are doing a certain thing over and over again, you are expecting a different result. No. You do things differently to get a different result. Igbos need to come together and build the region. When I saw this report this morning, and I remembered that now we Igbo, they do ourselves. Even the Biafra we are fighting, I told you before that the Southwest, they are likely to leave Nigeria than the Igbos. I will not say anything about the Showore protest now. Let's look at what is going on. They have arrested Nnamdi Kanu's brother. They have arrested lawyer to counsel to Nnamdi Kanu Ejiofor. They are going to charge them to court. We'll start another court process. The protest has not stopped the court from insisting that Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyers will establish a defense, which I think is not appropriate. Personally, as my personal, it has not stopped the court from saying you must establish your defense, because establishing that defense is a trap. I tell you, it's dangerous on the part of Nnamdi Kanu. We'll discuss that later. Now, it behoves on Igbos to restore normalcy to Igbo land, because we are becoming something else. I tell you, I've been having conversation with my Igbo people on the street, and I see a lot of problems we have as Igbo people. We are not looking inward on how we can solve our problems ourselves. We are looking, in fact, before you even face somebody outside, you need to put your house in order. Even the Biafra we are getting, I support Biafra 100%. I support Biafra more than... See, the goal is Biafra, if you want to know. Even the Biafra we are fighting, we have not put our house in order, and we think we want to face Nigerian government. Not even Nigerian government. We think we want to face Britain. The Nigerian government more organized than we Biafrans. We from the southeast, more organized. Britain is more organized. A disorganized house cannot fight a united front. So the most important thing for us to come and think, we need to have people of thought. Come and look inward. How we can work on inside, empower ourselves, so that we can be able to face bigger battles. You see, the way agitation was being fought in 1960 cannot be the same way agitation can be fought now. Look at China. How did China emerge as world power? They took long years of planning and capacity building, skills acquisition, technology. Currently, China dominates or controls the rare earth economy, over 90% or 90% thereabout. Do you know what rare earth means? This is a mineral resources that is used to build nuclear weapons. That is vital when it comes to electric cars, chips, these things that make people world power. That rare earth is vital, and China controls 90%. 20 years ago or 30 years ago, where was China? Or even 40 years ago, where was China? How China built from poverty. They got to a point whereby you cannot do without China. China, they are building economies for other people. Very soon, it gives the US 20 to 30 years. China will overtake the US. If China consistently do what they do and play the politics they are playing. So, you see, even in South Africa, the whites minority, they control the economy. They control the means of production. The black South African, the Dudula, that are complaining that illegal immigrants are coming to take their jobs. They are coming to take their jobs from the white. Now the white men, they employ illegal immigrants too, according to Dudula. The people where they take their job, now the white men, South Africans, now then they employ the blacks. Because normally, South African people, they're lazy. Instead of making them sit down and think on how they will re-engineer their mindset, their brain, to be able to compete in technology, in economy with the white and chase them away. They are using let me not even abuse them. Let me not even talk about them. So if we reason Nzobu method, we'll be hitting a brick wall as Igbo people. I'm using this as a reference to speak to my Igbo brothers. I know some people would listen and understand where I'm moving towards. Nzobu now does not take us anywhere. Warfare now is not Nzobu. I have strength, I have chest. Between nations and states. Warfare is not like that. America can comfortably stay in America and destroy Nigeria within 2 days. The whole of Nigeria. That is where we have gotten to. Strategic planning. Strategic positioning. Before the war, Igbos were not traders. I will tell you. We had Igbos that were doing well in trading. Before the war, Igbos were not traders. Igbos were scientists. Igbos were doctors. Igbos dominated the academic space in Nigeria. Igbos were like the elite before the coup, 1967 coup. Go and do your research. Igbos were creatives. They were making things. They were industrialists. How come the Igbos were able to build their own Obunigwe that sustained them throughout the war, even though they were short in supply from the external powers? Shobi Sultan of Sokoto is telling Yoruba elders that don't think that you want the Igbo people. It's because you got external support. Igbo thrived with what they could produce with their hands. Igbos are people that produce things with their hands. Igbos are not traders. In the sense that you go to China, you bring container, you sell, buy and sell. No, there's more to buy and sell. If you look at Yorubas now, Yorubas are taking over the industry. The manufacturing, that is where Igbos are. We're not Yoruba go own company, produce everything, sell am to Igbo, Igbo go dey sell, buy and sell. No, that's not. We are the creatives. We are productive people. That's why anywhere we go, we fast kick the economy of that place. We create more competition. We enlighten the place. People are alerted. You and Igbo man, when you do race, when it comes to business or other things, in education, if Igbo man do your class, all of them go want do better. Now no go on relax because Igbo man go the trashner, He's a I don't know. That's what they call it triggers development and Igbo man. So we are not traders. We are people that are creators. We create things, we invent things. That is what the Igbo man was known for. Before the war started, everybody started looking for means of survival. They can get anything to sell anything and have anything. Top companies in Nigeria today is not owned by the Igbos. Top economies that are sustaining the biggest economy in Nigeria, which is Lagos. Top companies that are sustaining Lagos. Before I see Igbo pay, only 5 out of over 100 companies. Yorubas, Hausa, Yorubas. The control. Do you know how much OPay makes? Do you know how much PalmPay makes? Do you know how much this blue chip companies makes? Do you know how much it is? As Igbo, we need to go back to the drawing board and begin to look at our family system. An average family in Igbo land, then, everybody must be productive. Everybody. You must have a skill. You must go to school. You must be able to network and build ecosystem. That is what we need to start doing. Working on the family system in Igbo land. See, Ifa is not culture. In Yoruba land, Ifa is not culture. Ifa is technology. Ifa is life. Ifa, Omenala is life. Don't let the Yoruba come and tell you that your Omenala is whatever. See, there are some civilizations that we got from our Ifa or Omenala. Civilizations. We can, before now, Egypt was the civilization of the world. Most of these civilizations were destroyed by the whites. What happened? We have our own civilizations that we can improve on in our culture. That can. Who did solar? Who invented solar? Brightest minds in black people, brightest minds in our country, they are from either the southeast, the southwest, or the south. We have something in us. Now, the Igbo people needs to come together and build an Igbo nation. Politicians, all included, everybody, put your hands on deck. Igbos has a divine gift from God that if he utilizes it, he will shine beyond. All this practice of coming to show off online, we are doing something, we don't think critically on that thing before we do whatever we are doing. We just do things like that. With Unzobu. Unzobu takes nobody anywhere in today's world. And people will not listen. You know, my brothers are very, very stubborn. We talked about people, if you have investment in Lagos, let me even talk like a businessman. An average businessman will want to go to where he's going to have a lot of customers, like network, where it's happening. That's where an Igbo man wants, a normal businessman wants to invest. But for posterity, the white man was recording his history because he knew that in years to come, he's going to use that to impoverish other people. The white man was documenting their civilization, what they produce, what they invented. They documented it because they were going to use it in the future. The African man had its own science, but they did not successfully put this science in documentation. Most of these scientists died with the knowledge within them, and they died with it. They left with it. So as an Igbo man, if you are looking up today because there's so much in Lagos, somebody built Aba after the war. Some people came in together and invested in Aba. Aba is what it is today. Those people did not leave Aba and go to Lagos because Lagos was blushing. It was the epicenter. They did not leave Aba and go to Lagos. They started somewhere because they were seeing a future. Now, Aba is powerhouse. When it comes to making things in Nigeria, some people started it. So if you are investing in Lagos as Igbo person, you also can go to the southeast and start something for the future. you find it difficult for an Igbo man to invest in the future of his own tribe. You find it difficult. We went to Lagos Igbo Hangout I think this year. Yes, this year. Lagos Igbo Hangout. I met a young lady, two other persons, creatives. See, Igbos have people that are good, I tell you. They are not online, no. They are not making noise like every other person. No. They are good. They are focusing on their whatever they are doing. But they don't have that ecosystem, that networking. How will I put it? There's a network that helps you. There's an ecosystem. For instance, now, in your house, you don't have fan. And heat's supposed to kill you. But if it is rainy season, the environment will help you survive. So these Igbo creatives don't have environment that will help them survive, because we don't have people that are concerned about the progress of the Igbo people. It's all about their ego. Every December, they will show off. I don't buy this one. An average young Igbo man, he has money. You see him showing off on social media. All he is working towards is show off. That is why we cannot point to a particular history. This is the history of the Igbo people without having so much arguments and so much inconsistencies. We have an Ohanese that does not know what he needs to do. He doesn't know that he has a responsibility of research into Igbo origins and document it, because it is preserving your heritage as Igbo people. If we don't get all these things right, how do we get a Biafra? There was a video I saw. I saw this video. Brothers and brothers, because of fight, you know, if you get information on social media, you just take it with a pinch of salt. They say now a woman make them fight. Brothers and brothers in the same compound, they put fence in the same compound. So when you have the Biafra, and we go to Biafra, you have not settled. At least every tribe have their differences. Yorubas, they fight. Oh God, never know anything. Yorubas, they fight. But they have found a way to listen to a voice of reason. They have found a way to listen to a central authority. Yorubas recognize some particular persons in Yoruba land. Although the Alafin may have, people who support Alafin may have issue with the owner of Ife. They might have issues. But they come to a conclusion. The Igbo people, that is not the same. Everybody is a man of himself, and you are divided, fighting against united people. How possible is it for you to get the freedom? I'm talking to people that really understand what I'm saying. Because see, one of the persons that made me like fully stamp my foot in this Biafra agitation is Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has said something about the Igbo people. Go and listen to Nnamdi Kanu. What he said about the videos he said about the Igbo people. At the point he said, he doesn't know why he's an Igbo man, because of the mentality of this particular set of Igbos we have today. The Igbos then is different from the Igbos we have now. I saw Soludo campaigning in Oka. They are just coming out to say rubbish. Soludo campaigning, and we are saying rubbish. These are people we thought that we had brains in Southeast. But I just look at them and said, what a wasted generation. We need to start building inwards. Add value to yourself. There's a kind of value you add to yourself. Nepotism, tribalism will not be your portion. They will have no choice than to deal with you. That is where the Igbo needs to stand and unite itself. Unite yourself in your culture, unite yourself in your tradition, unite yourself in your heritage, unite yourself in your history. You're not united. Ordinarily, the IPOB is split into two. You get the USO. I don't know the other one. Inside the Samanekwa own IPOB, they split into two again. I want to fight. You are pushing for agitation. And something did not tell you that these divisions is going to, if you are going to move 10 paces, your division will make you, instead of 10 paces, you'll be moving 3 paces. It will slow you down. Nobody will tell them until they fail and they start looking for pity party, emotional. Nobody looks at your emotion. In the world today, it is the strong will prey on the weak. The strong will feast on the weak. If you show yourself to be weak, nobody pity for you. They will prey on you. So what the Northwest is doing, what is the Southeast doing as per developing the Southeast? What are they doing? Are they waiting for timetable? If they start something, Shena batting. If they start some initiative, Shena batting. You see Benjamin Kali going to Abia State. If you don't join APC, now be the reality. How joining APC? How does it benefit an Igbo man? Don't we have our own concerns? Don't we have an agenda? What we can do as a people? Are you people not stakeholders? Is it just about power? I want to be in this position. Then you use position. You start threatening people with your position. An average Igbo man is clueless about his heritage. He's not committed to his tribe. He does not care. All he just wants to do just to make money and show himself arrogance. Left, right, center. Our Igbo leaders, Igbo politicians, Igbo billionaires, most of them have ideology. They are full of themselves. They have nothing to offer again. It's just to be building houses and buying cars and be drinking palm wine and be coming to spray money online. At the end of the day, the Southeast political class is the less influential in Nigeria. They don't get mouth. They don't be saying anything. They don't be do anything. You see what Shore is doing. If an Igbo man is drum, you go no alpha. But because he comes from a tribe that have political weight, that's why he will do what he will do. Another person go do, that person go suffer a different fate. But they are not concerned about it. You go to another person's land, Ezendigbo. What is the history of your Igbo? Where do you people come from? They will ask 10 persons in the same kingdom. They will talk different things. But yet, they are not concerned about... The elders, in quote, are not concerned about that. But when you go to the village, say, respect your elders. So, elders that have not been able to preserve the heritage of the Igbo people, how do they get the respect? So, it's a good one for Northwest. These guys are getting wiser. They know that, my brother, if we sit down and we are looking, Tinubu go to develop Southern Nigeria, Southwest. Whatever we have now, let's use it and develop so that we can at least follow the sea roads more. Yes. If the Igbo leaders, Igbo businessmen, Igbo stakeholders, political stakeholders, if they create a template of the kind of pot they want to have and they present it to the federal government, why can't the federal government support? The federal support them. But nothing. Everybody just relax. Selfishness, arrogance, and ego is what is destroying the Igbo political class. At the end of the day, with their political journey, they have nothing to show, nothing to achieve, nothing they have contributed. May God help the Igbo people.